Let's switch gears now and bring on Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, a former minority leader in the House of Representatives. He joins us from Benin Kudu in Jigawa. Said he's an APC chieftain. Thank you so much, Honorable, and it's good to see you again. Let me begin the conversation. It's something that a lot of Nigerians have been talking about: fiscal federalism. How we can ensure that the constituent units function effectively. Do you think that this VAT matter has raised that issue? And where do you think we should go? What's your view on this VAT matter that Lagos State and Rivers State have brought on and taken to court?
Well, good evening, Nigeria. You see, my take on this, it's really sad that some states have taken upon themselves as if they are a country within themselves. And it's sad. And so these things, to me, they need political solution. Absolutely. Thank God, this VAT we're talking about is not in the Constitution. You know, it's a law that can easily be done in a political manner. You see, when with the kind of tension we have in this country, the kind of problems we have, so I think collectively we need to look at ourselves as a country. Now, if you listen to some comments from Rivers and also from Lagos, forgetting the fact that, look, we are a country governed by law, and some of the things that were done in Lagos in particular, my colleagues in the State Assembly, and of course assented by the government. You know, it's really shocking to me that Lagos State will forget the fact that some of the things they are talking about is not within their view, because like ports are exclusively of federal government. So how can Lagos State get this thing through? I don't know. So when these things are done in a political manner, but to me, I think politics is coming to play now. I think the states are rushing to do these things to just overhit the polity. And look, who is going to suffer? All of us Nigerians. Because with this kind of regime, which means each state will come out with its VAT resolution, VAT programs. So who is going to suffer? We Nigerians, all of us, collectively. And nobody is going to be safe with it. So the earlier the political class come together and look at it in an equitable manner, justly, so that each state of the country will find solution to it. And so look, why are we looking like federal government is different from, you know, like state and federal? We are all one country. And the federal government has a responsibility, also certain things that is exclusively for federal government. The state also have their own. So if we come as a team, and thank God we have the National Economic Council, which I think with this brouhaha all over the place, I'm sure they're going to call for a meeting so that these things will be discussed. And thank God the Court of Appeal has, I think, come to the rescue, at least to say status quo should be maintained. So probably all politicians will come around the table and talk about it and probably come out with the solution.
Can you break it down more for us to understand? Because we need to understand your thought and how you're saying this matter. When you say that they are overheating the polity, how do you mean? Are you saying that the state governments don't have the right to challenge what they think is right or wrong? For example, we're seeing in the the time of Senator Bola Tinubu will challenge the Obasanjo administration of the federal government then of the powers of the state to create local council LCDAs, which some other states have now done. Osun State have gone in that direction. Ekiti State have gone in that direction. Are you saying as constituent unit they don't have the right to interpret the law and go to the Supreme Court or go to the court to say, let's get the interpretation of this where we think that there's no equity in the distribution of wealth?
No, you see, all the states have rights to, take federal government to court. That's within their right to do that. But then sometimes you go to ask for interpretation that will probably overhit the polity. Let me talk about this VAT issue. Now, forgetting the fact that, look, Lagos State, where we have the biggest port in this country, where everybody imports from that part of the country. Also, Lagos State houses virtually the headquarters of all the companies in this country. And I'm sure it was political solution and also convenience solution that was thought about when this bad issue came about. That was why if I in Birnin here use my MTN to make a call, the benefit go to Lagos. It doesn't make sense. But then look, if that is what will bring, justice in court, whereby it will be much easier for calculations in this kind of thing. Because otherwise, if we go the Lagos way or the Rivers way, which means if I am sending cows from Jigawa here, or I'm sending grains from Jigawa, probably Jigawa State government will put up a checkpoint, pay me my VAT here. When you go to Kano, out up to the end of the country, which means who is going to suffer? So that's why I'm saying these things need political solution. These things, of course, they have the right to go to court. They can go to court, but I'm telling you, overheating the polity in such, and that's why we're operating federalism, federating units, one state to help the other to cushion the effects of one another, because we are operating a constitution that is called Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And still the Constitution has also guaranteed in the Constitution. You have like derivation, you have states that are producing the minerals to get more than other shares from than other states. So these kind of things is give and take. But if some states, is their right, but I'm telling you, things are going to go higher because the states need revenues. And I think as at now, the best thing is for the political class to come and sit together, because look, now the courts have stopped the process, and which means Lagos might not be happy with it. Why can't they talk over among themselves to come about equitable solution to this problem? But going to court, yes, they can go to court, but I'm telling you that will not give the solution.
Well, let's look at it, and Elijah, you heard what former Governor Peter Obi said, and the manner in which the economy is being handled. He said, don't gloat, don't be too happy with the GDP growth. He's talking about revenue and revenue and revenue, and for us to produce more and more. It was particular about the manner in which the debt servicing and the borrowings under this government has gone. Let me get your view on what he said in that.
Well, I remember very well you asked him about what do you mean by borrowing to service, for servicing, for consumption. And he didn't answer well. We in this time around, we borrow to pay existing debt and also to pay for, not services, to pay for products that can be seen, to pay for infrastructure, to pay for the educational system, to pay for so many things that are seen live in this country. So we're not borrowing to go and pay salaries. No, the government pays, borrows to put railway in the country, airports, agricultural sector, and what have you. So these are things that will boost the economy of the country, so the GDP will come back to the right numbers we want.
So, but how do you convince Nigerians on the manner in which the economy is being handled? Because on one hand, GDP growth of 5%, and people will say, oh, we've not really seen it on the food on the table, the quality of the food on the table, and the money in the pockets of the average man on the street.
Well, convince Nigerians in such a way that, look, if no matter what anybody says, there is a lot of growth in the agricultural sector. People are growing a lot of food, so people are making money through agriculture. Through agriculture, if you find all the indices are showing that there's a lot of growth in the agricultural sector in this country. More people have gone back to the farm, so more people are getting more money now than it used to be. So small by small, little by little, we're going to take a lot of people out of poverty. And that's exactly what's happening now. You could see also the massive infrastructural development that is going on. More people are employed, companies are working, things are happening. The economy is moving, of course, not the way we want, because of general situation in the whole world, whereby COVID, no matter what anybody says about it, this COVID has touched virtually every country in this world. Nigeria is not an island.
Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, it's always a pleasure for you breaking down this to us each time you're on the program. But most sincerely, thank you for coming on tonight. Honorable Farouk Adamu Aliyu, a former minority leader in the House of Reps from Benin Kudu. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.